Good morning. G'day, it's Fish the Beach Bum Investor with your cryptocurrency report and discussion for the 26th of March 2018. How will Monday go? How will the week start off? Been a bit of a non-event here in Australia with the market sort of not moving a lot either way. Be interesting to see as it unfolds throughout the rest of the world. Anyway, let's get on to an article that I found while we get some people in for the conversation. But far from being out of the bearish markets just yet, there is some bullish headlines starting to hit again. One in particular that caught my attention this morning was from Newsweek. Let me just bring you over to screen share and we'll have a look at that while we're waiting for everyone to drop in for the conversation. Just going to pop over here to the article that I'm referring to. And it's good to see some bullish price predictions starting to come out again. But Bitcoin price prediction 2018, expert says cryptocurrency could be valued at $30,000 by end of year. So that's what we like to see as cryptocurrency investors. Bitcoin could be set for a dramatic rise in value by the end of 2018. Founder and chairman of investment firm LDJ Capital, David Drake, has predicted. Speaking on the future of the cryptocurrency after the first G20 meeting of finance ministers and central bank governors of 2018, he told Bloomberg that it had been a cold winter. By year end, however, he said Bitcoin's price could reach $30,000. So what do we think about that? I'm going to come back to the chat. Hopefully we've got a couple in now. Let me just get off screen share. See who's in for the day. That's good. I mean, I certainly don't think we're out of the woods just yet. The volumes are still a little on the low side. It's actually dropped to $11 billion in 24-hour volume. So for me, I don't think we're quite out of the woods yet. Quite away from the bears yet, out of the woods. But, you know, it's good to see some bullish predictions starting to hit headlines from people in the know again. So Z's in. G'day, Z. Floyd, the Matrix. What's up, man? Nige, how about the cricket? I was listening to the radio on the way to the beach. Went for a surf this morning. Trying to get my fitness back after eating too much sushi in Japan and getting fat. Seriously, put on a stack of weight. So I'm back in the water this morning, paddling around, trying to get my fitness back for the competition. Zhao, big Zhao's in. Pablo's in. Dilly. Adam Taz in. But yes, Nige is referring to the cricket. Australia have tampered with some balls. That might sound vulgar, and it kind of is, but not in the way a lot of you will be thinking. In cricket, quite often you'll tamper with the seam. Well, no, you're not supposed to, but has been known for bowlers to tamper with the seam or perhaps rough up the surface of the ball to provide extra swing or sometimes grip for the spinners. How'd you get fat eating raw fish, says Floyd? Well, actually, I'm vegetarian, mate, so I didn't, it was vegetarian sushi for me, but I might have indulged in one or two Western meals over there as well. Like a quattro formaggi pizza several times. Go to Japan to eat pizza, funny, right? I kept telling everyone I'm there for the snowboarding and to meet the Japanese people. Joey's in. Dead Cross will bring a BTC under 7K. Wait to get back in. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I tend to feel the same way, Joey. Not that I'm bearish for long term, but short term that volume's just dropped a little bit over the weekend. We'll see how it comes back through on Monday. The price didn't drop a lot over the weekend, considering the volume drop, but I think perhaps the professional traders will get back in and see that volume dropping as an indicator on the bearish trend, perhaps. We'll see what happens. Kelly Slade, how you going? Caught molesting the ball, referring to cricket. Yeah, no, not good. Not good to see. You know, but the funny thing is you guys know I lived in Sri Lanka for a couple of years. And there's a lot of street cricket that goes on in Sri Lanka. And for those of you who aren't familiar, there's a famous Sri Lankan spinner, world's best, most would say. Depends if you're Australian, probably called Warney the best. But anyway, Murali Dhuran. And he's been accused of chucking, so you have to bowl with a straight arm in cricket. Anyway. I went over and played street cricket in Sri Lanka just with some guys playing down in Gold Fort, and they just like run up to the stumps and pitch it like a baseball, like literally. Whew, that's their fast bowler. I'm like, oh, so this is where Maruli learned to play. that didn't go down so well. But yes, in Australia, like when we're growing up, we put tape on one side of the ball to get it to swing. So I guess we're brought up with ball tampering and backyard cricket, right? Kelly, Slade, who else we got? I mean, manipulating, yeah. Anyway, we can pop over and have a look at the market. Look, it's good to see some bullish predictions coming out, but as I said, the market's kind of steady early on Monday morning here in Australia. Just past 11 o'clock now, Australian Eastern Standard Time, just past midday on daylight savings time. But we're just going to do a quick refresh on the market and see how we're trending. But okay, a little bit red. There was a bit more of a mix of red and green. As I said, with the market, with the professional traders coming back to Monday morning markets around the world, Asia's just basically waking up now or getting into their early morning trading. Seeing these sorts of 24-hour volumes might be an indication of bearish signals. We'll see what happens. And there is a lot of talk about the death cross as well, which Joey mentioned before, to do with the moving averages. I don't do a whole lot of charting on this show. It is something I can incorporate if you guys really want me to. But it seems like there's every YouTuber and his dog putting their lines on charts. So I'm happy to stick to the discussion. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the market. As you can see, Bitcoin has dropped by 1.78% in the last 24 hours, bringing it down to 8,464. I do think we'll test 8,000. And if we miss that, I think we could be off, as Joey said, to sort of 7.75. I'd have to have a quick look at the charts, but I think it was from memory 8.275, and then all the way back down to 6 was the next place I could find support. So we'll see what happens. Ethereum's bucked the trend slightly, up 0.08% in the last 24 hours, bringing it to $522.87. Let's have a look at some of the better gainers in the last 24 hours. There were some. Sia Coin, one of the file storage tokens. Funny that we were talking about storage only 2 days ago, and the Sia Coin's had a good rally. It's up 39.6% over the 7 days. Some really good results over the 7-day period, as you can see. I'm scrolling through here. Icon being one of them. Has dropped back a little bit, one we've been keeping an eye on, but it's still up 74.63% for the week. Really good for me. I told you guys that Icon's price had surpassed PIVX price, so I was moving some of my Icon into PIVX, right? So if we look at how that move's played out so far, $3.48 for Icon, and we go down and have a look at PIVX, and PIVX I think is holding just above $4. Yes, $4.12. One of the few to actually gain in the last 24 hours, 2.3%, steady gains. It's what we like to see, up 21.35% over the last 7 days. And a big reminder to all the PIVX holders, you do need to convert your ZPIV back into PIV before the 28th. You have 2 days left to do that. Don't leave it to the last minute. Get it done now. Very, very simple process. If you need any help doing that, please contact me or the PIVX support crew, and we'll be happy to help you through that. But yes, you do need to convert your ZPIV back to PIV, and that will make it eligible for staking when we bring on ZPOS, which is ZPIV staking, and also when we've got the new wallet out, 3.1.0, due on the 31st of this month. Looking forward to that one. Factom's had a good run up. Long time ago, I said anywhere under $25, it seems cheap to me for Factom, a company that's actually, been put to use in the real world. Still seems pretty good value at that price, but a couple of days ago, when could have got it at the $24 mark, was obviously the time to buy. Storm has been talked about a lot. I'm going to have to do some research on this project, but huge 7-day period, 186.9%. So really got to do some research and figure out what has happened with Storm while I've been away. Just scrolling down to see some other good ones. Neblio, heavily talked about, one up 43% for the week and 12% in the last 24 hours. So yeah, a bit of a mix of red and green. The top of the market's just starting to turn a little red, which does bother me, especially with this trade volume being low. But we'll see how the week plays out. It will be interesting. Coming back to the chat now. See if anyone's got anything they want to talk about. Floyd said, yeah, you cheating tape rubbing Aussie bastards. Yeah, we're the worst sledgers in the game as well, man. We are the worst sledgers. Like, There's a reason we have so many slips fieldsmen. It's not because we've got some of the best fast bowlers in the world. It's because that gets a lot of people close to the batsman who can go, come on, mate. You haven't hit one in a while. Used to be brutal at schoolboy cricket. I played schoolboy cricket. Cricket's here in the States as a country sound. Yeah, Pablo. That's it. Joe said, I don't care if it's older as an American. Cricket has basically screwed up baseball. Paddles. Throwing the ball at the ground, it's like baseball players dropped acid. Yeah. I think that cricket's very similar to baseball in a lot of ways, especially Test match cricket, in that if you don't understand the intricacies of the game, it is like watching paint dry. So baseball, when you really understand it, you understand the intricacies of the game. It's an exciting sport for you to watch. For people just getting in, it can be a little boring. Cricket's very much the same, but we're brought up on it here in Australia, and specifically they're brought up on it in Sri Lanka and India. I mean, it's crazy over there. It was tough being an Aussie in Sri Lanka when they lost. How you going, superheart.org, IOST, and TRX, hashtag called it. Nice work, man. Hourglass, I've still got some 1K of Potcoin in there, but I paused all trades to figure out taxes. I need sell it, ha 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 ha. Brett, how can I make some money on the side? Happy to consider other options outside of crypto. Need about 10K to pay off some debt. I know that feeling, man. This house is. G'day, Medi. How you going? Hola, hola, aloha. Sorry, Medi. Aloha. Brett, how can you make money on the side? Depends on your skills, man. You got to look at your skill set and see what you can offer to people. But there's plenty of ways. Always ways to make money out there. Do I watch IPL, Dilly Dilly? Not for a long time. I used to watch it a lot when I was living in Sri Lanka. I used to watch a lot of cricket when I was living over there. They've got like 3 dedicated cricket channels. And I was quite into cricket at the time. I don't watch a whole lot of it anymore. So I actually wasn't watching the match when the ball tampering happened. But no, I don't watch IPL, but the amount of money that cricketers are making in the IPL is substantial. Staring down the barrel of Ubering, says Brett. Well, that's probably not a bad way to go, man. I've watched some YouTube videos on some Uber dudes doing raps and stuff while they drive. It's pretty funny, but they get some hot chicks in there, so might be a way. I've also seen some freaky text messages from Uber drivers to their passengers, which is a bit out there. But Hourglass says, Brett, day trade. No. Because scared money is dead money, guys. If you don't have the money to be investing and you don't have the money to be day trading, don't do it. Scared money is dead money. Every time you will make mistakes when you can't afford to be putting that money in. So what Brett needs to do is make some money on the side first. He's just said that. And then he can invest with any, additional money that he's got. I'll tell you what, Brett, if you lived in this area and you could do lawn mowing, I'd hire you at the moment. Every time I go down to the house downstairs, because as you guys know, I'm doing it up for new tenants, there's something else wrong. Like I went down yesterday and found out the last tenants have taken the microwave, taken the TV, and the stove and oven aren't working, like the oven and cooktop. So I got to get all that replaced. What's that, another couple of $1,000? And then I go to use the lawnmower, and the lawnmower's rattling like it's never had oil put into it to the point where the wheels came off it. It's cactus. So don't be a landlord. That's my advice. Superheart.org, BTC is at a 60-minute low and about to fly from the profit taking over the weekend. But IOST, TX, and Storm. Superheart.org says TRX. IOST will be 666 this week. Tron will be 11, 11, 111. Why do you like the repeating numbers so much, Superheart.org? Storm will double with BTC volume. Hourglass's advice to Brett for more money is just hold on Neo and you'll be fine. No one on this chat is a financial advisor, and it's probably a good time for me to say neither am I. So please only invest what you can afford to lose, and this is not financial advice. No worries, Bretto. Pablo suggested pole dancing. Well, that's different. Superheart.org said, Fish, you are such good luck for me. When you come on BTC DLYYYS, I don't know what that means. Is it going up or down? Yeah, it's gone down, hasn't it, since I've come on? Let's have a look. Do a quick update. Hey, I'll bring you over to another article I found. I was having a read. You guys know Binance moved over to Malta, right? That's not exactly new news, but something that I picked up within an article about that is probably not new news, but it's interesting. I don't know if it's been highly publicized anywhere else. That's the thing. Yeah, no, it's down. See? It's about the same. It's holding level. Oh, Bitcoin flies. Okay, sorry. I missed that because of the typo. Brett, Floyd says, Brett, Uber it and accept crypto. People will take a ride just for the grin to pay in crypto. Man, I'm telling you, Floyd, like, A, I believe in crypto, but B, I think it's a great marketing strategy for my coin business, like a coin for coin exchange, right? Crypto coin for my real world coins, collectibles. Opening soon. But yeah, so I'm thinking about making it exclusively crypto, forcing people, if they want the collectible coins I've got, because essentially every collectible coin is a one of a kind, essentially, based on its grade and condition, all that sort of thing. So if they want the coin I'm selling, they've got to pay in the currency I want, and that's crypto. But yeah, I think doing work for crypto is cool. I think like putting stuff up for sale for crypto is cool. Wilkie's going to help me out with some stuff. Wilkie's an electrician by trade, so he's coming over to. He's going to have a look at the oven and cooktop and make sure it is busted before I go and buy a new one. But then he'll have to install my new one, so I'll pay him in crypto. You know, that boy's got enough crypto. Oh well. Superheart.gold said one of them, I don't know which ones, went up 158% already in 2 days. That's nice. Mike Ward, yeah, plus the Binance Bank USD option, cash options. Yeah, let's get onto that, Mike. Good point. How are you, by the way? Good to see you. Going to pop over to screen share and just show you this article quickly, because there was something that was interesting to me outside of the fact that Binance, the largest exchange in the economy, has moved to Malta, crypto safe haven. So Malta wants to become the blockchain island with the world's largest crypto exchange. Now, as we know, Binance moved over. They've got 200 full-time employees. That's amazing. Yeah, so huge. I'm not going to read the whole article, guys. I didn't link it, unfortunately. I did link the last article we had to look at, but I haven't linked this one in. But in any case, I just wanted to get down to a little bit, this bit here at the footer of the article. And it says influence on other regions. Recently, South Korean authorities have started to discuss the possibility of legalizing domestic initial coin offerings, ICOs, once again, after Keiko, the country's largest internet conglomerate that operates Keiko Talk, Keiko Pay, Keiko Story, Keiko Stock, and Keiko Taxi, the country's largest app that have nearly 90% market share of the messaging, payment, social media, online stock, brokerage, and taxi service markets, revealed its plan to move its blockchain venture outside of South Korea. So that's, you know, obviously that's that sort of big player in Korea saying, well, look, we're going to have to go elsewhere because the South Korean regulations are just too tight, has actually put pressure back on the South Korean authorities to rethink their stance on ICOs. It's a well-known Korean company that wants to go to ICO and wants to create a crypto and can't in its country of origin because the government's restrictions are too tight. So that sort of a move has actually forced the authorities to rethink, which I think is brilliant. So that's one great thing. The other thing that we can think about there is this first line talking about legalizing domestic initial coin offerings. What's that going to do for Icon? That's got to be bullish news for Icon, hasn't it? If they were to legalize domestic initial coin offerings, because you've got to think a large percentage of coins that get released on top of the Icon network are going to be out of South Korea. And a large percentage of South Korean blockchain projects are probably going to be based on the Icon protocol, provided all goes well. But I think that's got to be bullish news. It's got to be, hasn't it? I'm just going to pop back over to the chat now to see what you guys think about that. But I thought just that little bit at the bottom of the article was quite interesting. Dennis Turk, how you going? She has just linked up that article we were looking at before, guys. Oh, sorry, that Malta article, if anyone wants to have a look. But that little bit at the bottom talking about the South Korean regulations and the South Korean government potentially having some pressure put on them by whatever that big company's name was. Okay. I missed what that was about. 600. Oh yeah, $600 million tether printer. Yeah, no, I heard about that. I thought it was 500 million or 600, was it? Anyway, a lot of new tether minted recently that I'm aware of. Still no external audits provided, so that still worries me a little bit. But I got to tell you, I there are times I wish I'd gone into tether because it, as long as it holds up. But I mean, I still feel like without the audit, I just don't know that that money's there. So it's too big a risk for me for any substantial amount of money. Small amount of money for day trading or whatever back into tether to, you know, to play the US dollar trade is fine, I think. But I still feel like that, you know, it is possible that people could get left with that bag eventually. And if that happens, I don't want to be one of them. So small amounts, small time frames, I guess I wouldn't be going into it for very long. Superheart.org's prediction is BTC is about to take off $500 at least. Mark my words, by tomorrow. I saw a couple calling 11.5. I still think we could go back down and try supports first, superheart.org. That's the thing, right? For me, it doesn't have to happen tomorrow. I came into this game with a long-term plan to 2020. And honestly, some of the prices we saw at the end of 2018 were the sort of prices I was hoping for by the end of 2020. I don't remember being in markets seeing these sort of returns. I was not invested in the .com, so I wasn't invested in tech stock. So a lot of blue chip shares, you know, returning maybe 10% per year, that sort of thing. So to get those sort of returns within my first 6 months in the economy was crazy. So yeah, I think it could do. I think it could get to bullish times again, but I just don't think we're quite there yet. Just because of those volumes, mate. I could be wrong. Volume stacks in because people see it as, you know, oh, it didn't really drop it all over the weekend. Lack of volume and people still trading at those prices. And it could have a psychological effect that I'm not expecting. But I think perhaps professional traders will come in and have a look at the trade volumes and go, ooh, that's really dropping off. Like we were up at 40 billion not that long ago, above. Daily trade volume, now we're at 11, down from 14 on Friday. And I like to look at volumes. I think it's a good indicator. And plus, again, there are a lot of people talking about that death cross. I think we'll surpass the whole all-time highs that we've seen. I just don't think it's going to be a straight line to there. So yeah, I hope you're right. I don't have any fiat to put in at the moment because this house has cost me a fortune. Like I had that tenancy mess the week before I'm going to Japan. And so I didn't have time to get it cleaned up and rented out. So I've lost rental income for the whole time we've been in Japan. It's been a mess. So fiat, I'm short on at the moment. So I'm playing with what I've got in there. Don't want to overcapitalize. That's number one mistake. Good way to lose money. Hourglass, we need a crypto mansion where we all trade and breathe crypto, where we live there. Could be like a crypto hyperbolic time chamber. Well, I'll tell you what, Hourglass, I got 6 bedrooms. Now, I'm about to make this, it's not a mansion, it's a shack. A beach shack. Pretty close to the beach. But I've got 6 bedrooms. We could just like set up, you know, everyone has a bedroom and everyone has so many mining rigs and staking boxes in their bedroom. And we'll get solar power. Just set it up here. How much are you prepared to pay per room? And are you prepared to move to the Gold Coast? we can get this started. Wilkie talked about it. Wilkie said, "Oh, I'll rent the downstairs off you because it's kind of like a duplex, old school duplex. So it's one on top of the other." And Wilkie said, "Oh, I'll rent downstairs off you." And I said, "Do you think that's a good idea?" And he said, "No." He said, "We'll just do nothing but crypto if I move in downstairs." I said, "That's right." Floyd said, "Sounds good. I'm in. Works for me. Let's do it." Well, if I can get 150 a room, I'm happy because that pays my mortgage just for downstairs, actually. For 3 rooms, just told you what my mortgage is pretty much. But yeah, we charge per week, by the way, not per month. So that's not a monthly rate of $150. But yeah, it's a good spot. You know what I've been looking at though? I've been looking at hotels in Sri Lanka. I know we're getting off crypto topic altogether, but we do that from time to time. But I've been looking at hotels in Sri Lanka, like smaller hotels. But there's one in Hikkaduwa, and it's like a 6-bedroom hotel on the beach, $500,000. Now, because of the overinflated property market in Australia, my house is worth a lot more than that. So I could sell this and move over there and not even have a mortgage and own a little 5-6 bedroom hotel. We can pull for the miners, says Xiao. He's in. Everyone's in. No, that's what we should do, Xiao, because for starters, property's cheaper in Portugal, right? So we sell the house here, move to Portugal, and we all move in there because Portugal is pretty crypto friendly, along with Malta. Is the loft cheaper? I live up in the loft, Floyd. I'm up in the top part, mate. I got 3 bedrooms up here, but it's just me. I had the girls staying with me. You guys saw them walking through the stream a bunch of times. They've gone back to Western Australia now, so I'm flying solo up here. So I've got 3 bedrooms upstairs, but I kind of like having the space at the moment. So I'm just going to rent out downstairs, 3 bedrooms down there. I'm just deciding whether I go room for room. I can get more money that way, but part of me just wants to get one couple in or something that wants the whole space down there and just be done with it. Anyway, our guys said we need to experiment with this, and Jess said I'm waiting. Let's have a look at property prices over there. I've been sinking my teeth into property prices in Sri Lanka. I really like the idea of setting up a hotel over there, and I was hoping to be the first, like you can pay for everything in the hotel with crypto. So you can pay for drinks and food and surfing tours, which I'll be running out of the hotel. That would be pretty cool. First completely crypto friendly hotel in the world, maybe. But I'll have to go and talk to the finance minister over there and make sure that it's okay for me to trade in crypto. Yeah. So anyway, let's get back onto some actual crypto conversation rather than where we're going to buy our mansions and all live together mining different cryptocurrencies. What would be mine, by the way? Not sure. I want to have a look at Bitcoin private. Guys, I read the white paper on this, and I know I'm going on about it, but I do think it's important. And I think this is where cryptocurrencies are still somewhat in a bubble, and each currency, some are, some aren't. A lot probably still are. But Bitcoin private for mine is actually one of them, because last time I checked, I'm just going to bring you over to screen share. And I'm going to show you. I didn't have this planned, but due to lack of questions or lack of coins that people want me to have a look at, we'll have a look at one that I'm sort of not. It's not that I'm not a fan of it. It's just that I think it's overvalued for its stage of development. And I think my personal opinion is that B Classic wasn't working out so well, so Rhett jumped on the fork idea. Now, if we have a look at Bitcoin private's market cap, we can't see it, but we know the supply and we know the coin price. So if you multiply 28.5 by, say, 20 million, let's round it up to 30 to make it easy. That makes it a $600 million market cap. Now, if we can pop over to the website, and I'm just going to bring up the white paper, which got released like a week ago. Now, 18-page document might seem like here, but when you actually get into the document itself, there's 2 pages of it. I'm not going to read it. A third page being table of contents, and then towards you got a couple of graphs taking up some space in there, and then towards the end you've got acknowledgements and references. So you've got another 2 pages, 3 pages there, and then like a disclaimer. So 7, 8 pages of this, 18-page document on the count up here. 11 pages actually contain any content at all. So can I ask you, is this worth $600 billion? 600 million, I beg your pardon. This white paper, and if you go and read it, I think you'll agree with me that it's probably overvalued. It doesn't mean it doesn't have potential. I don't really think it does, but anyway, I'm just saying for its current stage, it's definitely overvalued. But go and have a read of that white paper, have a look at the website, and download the wallet, and tell me whether you think it's worth whether it's worth $600 million. Then what I'd like you to do is go onto YouTube. This is if you're actually investing. This is what you should be doing. All right, jump onto YouTube and go Bitcoin private conference, and I think it's number 4. Yes, this one. Go and watch it. And it's 30 minutes, okay? Granted, it's 30 minutes that you're going to waste your life, but you're going to save some money if you were thinking of investing in Bitcoin private. Because if you can actually go into this and tell me at one point in this 30-minute presentation where Rhett can explain any reason that Bitcoin private is actually existing other than, oh, it's going to be like it's going to be profitable. If you can find any reason other than that it's existing, that he actually comes across in this, I'd be interested. Remembering that Z Classic has a lot of the features that have been integrated into Bitcoin private to make it private. But my point is, why not just stick with Z Classic? Why did he have to go with? Oh, it didn't really work properly, so we'll fork again. If at fork you don't succeed, fork, and fork again. That's what he's doing. Seriously. Thoughts on Kin? Well, I think a decentralized messaging service is being cried out for, Brent. Whether Kin's going to take the lead on that, there's a few getting into the race. I mean, Byteballs has even got messaging capabilities. I don't know if I'd say those messages would be kept decentralized. I'm not sure. I'd have to check into that. But yeah, Kin's one we actually looked at from ICO, and we did end up passing on it. But I think it probably does have some potential. I mean, it is fairly widely used. I can't remember the numbers because it's so long ago that we looked at it, but I can't remember the numbers of the real world user base they already have. But that's value that some of these other coins don't have, is an existing real world user base. So yeah, I think it's got. I haven't used it myself, is the only thing, Brent. So I'd have to jump on and actually get stuck into it to really give a really good opinion. Joey says, have a look at Ripple. And Jiao's saying Crypto Hub. That's what we're going to call our mansion. Have a look at Ripple. I know they are mixed opinions about the project. What about the price in 2018? Joey, I just think that people are leaning more towards Stellar. That's what I think. I think the education is increasing in the space, and people becoming aware that Stellar has perhaps even more capabilities, being a network that can provide the basis for decentralized applications, and boasting pretty similar speeds to Ripple, based on similar technology. It's a guy who left Ripple to start Stellar Lumen, so that's not really surprising. And I think that given that 61% of Lumens is not owned by the foundation, I'm not sure what the foundation owns anymore for Ripple, but I'm sure it's still over 50%, which means they have control of the network. But when people understand what that means, and that it's as risky as, or giving you as much control as you have of your money with the bank. So at any time they can freeze your accounts, things like that. That can happen on Ripple. And I think as the market gets more educated, they're probably gonna lean more towards Lumens, man. I've got Lumens, I don't have Ripple. Doesn't mean it's not going to go the other way, though. Like I've said before, Joey, the institutional money does actually favor someone who can freeze accounts and maybe reverse a transaction, which you could do with 61% of the network. So I think institutional money actually favors that, and institutional money is larger than you and me. So for that reason, it could go well. I know Wilkie traded it for a while, but then just got completely over it. I didn't ask you anything, Siri. Sorry, I stood on my phone. Yeah, let's have a look at it today, Pablo, because I haven't even had a look at it yet. But just let me see what some of these guys think, and we'll get on to Poly. Is it Polyswarm or Polymath? Pablo, can you just clarify? I think that I'm not sure, man. I've got to catch up, and we will have a look at that one and do a quick review on it. Bitcoin Gerald, thoughts on Digibyte? Digibyte, I haven't had a look at it in a while, but you know who is bullish on Digibyte is, I want to say, was it Joe? Joe, you're in the chat. Was it you who was thinking Digibyte's going to do well recently? Hourglass says, effing joke, reminds of Diet Bitcoin. Bitcoin wins, woo, fiat dies. Yeah, I think we're a little way off fiat dying, Technium Unlimited, but I've got to tell you one thing. Fiat just had $1.5 trillion added to its circulation in terms of US dollars. Bitcoin's had as many coins added as was expected, as set by the algorithm, which controls the number of the difficulty in the blocks and the block rewards. So Trump just signed a bit of paper and whoops, $1.5 trillion just came out of nowhere. Could you imagine if that happened in, like, if someone in Bitcoin just could sign a bit of paper and an extra 2 million coins could get added to the supply? Yeah, so no, I'm with you. I'm not sure it's gonna, like, fiat's, I think it's gonna be around for a while, but I know where I'd prefer to hold my my savings. Hey, and if you guys want to watch a really good video and get a visual demonstration of that, and we will do that actually. Hey, Pablo, Polymath, got you, bro. Pablo, can I just put that on hold until after I show this little video, because I think it's important, and it's a fellow Aussie YouTuber of mine, much bigger than me, David Hay, and he did a little visual demonstration. Zhao said, just watch the Bitcoin Cash conference, same shit as Bitcoin Private. Yeah, man. They can never explain why it actually has to exist. And Zhao's got some links in there for anyone interested too. The crypto, I'll click on that in a sec, man. Actually, I'll click on it now. But Pablo, we'll have a look at that in a sec. Oh, I can't get it. I just wanted to go to this David Hay thing, because it is actually, David Hay, I hope you don't mind that I'm using a clip on your video, man, but it is a pretty good little visual demonstration of what hyperinflation does. Okay. Screen share. Share. And David Hay, by the way, I gave a bit of shit to in one of my raps, but I've actually got mad respect for him. Rapping was just a bit of fun. Where is he? David Hay. I just want to show you this. Does like his weed. Where was it? This one here.
One of the biggest
I did screen share, didn't I? Yes, I did.
Industry. Let's face it.
Welcome to another episode of Crypto Riot, the show that takes the magic and mystery out of cryptocurrencies and amateur investing. I'm your host, David Hay, and for those of you that are new to this channel, you're probably wondering why I have a giant stack of money on the table. Well, this is just a very visual way, and it's an easy way for everybody to understand exactly how money works. So a lot of people ask me about why I'm so passionate about Bitcoin. And I have to admit that out of everybody in the world, my use case is a little extreme, because I still have family in Venezuela, and right now they've been experiencing 6,000% inflation. So I just want to explain a little bit about what that does to the economy, and I just want to explain to everybody in the world how much power each government has over its citizens. So what happens in a situation where the country is being mismanaged is the people in charge are able to determine how much money should be printed. And what happened in Venezuela's case was the government had some very strict currency controls. So you weren't allowed to just go into a store, for example, and change these notes into US dollars, which would be stable. You had to have these. The only way that you could go and get US dollars, for example, would be on an illegal black market. So imagine this. You've worked your whole life. You've started a company. You're 57 years old like my father-in-law. And this right here represents all of your life savings. So here we are at a money changing office in Cucuta, which is on the border between Colombia and Venezuela. Now, the reason that we changed the money here instead of in Venezuela is that there was no way that we would be able to get back across the border without being robbed by the National Guard. So you can see that $100 US is buying the equivalent of probably 2 garbage bags full of hard currency.
How crazy is that
when
shit?
you think about the economics of that, it would cost more than $100 to print that money. And again, this money in a month, in 2 months, is going to be worth $50, $25. The inflation rate right now is set at 6,000%, which just makes doing business absolutely impossible.
All right, cool. Thanks, David. Sorry to borrow your YouTube stuff, dude, but I think it's important that David's done a bit of a visual representation there of what hyperinflation can do to a currency. You can see $100 being exchanged for 2 garbage bags full of coins. We're going to have a look at, what are we having a look at? Polymath in a second. Let me just catch up on the chat. Joe said, since you like going off topic, yes, I love it. I also follow politics pretty closely. Do you think Aussie will have a political movement similar to Trump effect? Immigration is also changing the culture. I don't know. I don't know. Like, our closest thing to Trump is Pauline Hanson, mate, and she's got about as much chance of winning a federal election as Prime Minister as I do of winning the marathon at the Commonwealth Games in a couple of weeks. I'm not entered. Thoughts on Populous Bitcoin, Gerald? It wasn't something I looked heavily into. I know a lot of people in the financial sector were pretty bullish on it, but it wasn't something I looked heavily into, so I can't really comment. I'm sorry. It's possible you guys could have a similar movement. I could be, man, but look, I think in general that. No, I don't. That's a real generalization. Yeah, I look. There's some idiots in Australia who are going to blame all their problems on anyone who wasn't born here. So yes, it's possible. I would hope not. That we're going to blame all of our problems on immigration, because if you look at the history of Australia, we've really benefited. It's quite significantly from immigration. We didn't have enough people, basically, for the land size we had. So we've benefited a lot from immigration. Not only that, we have a real richness of different cultures and food and everything. You go down to Melbourne, it's like a table of the world. You can eat anything you want down there. It's fantastic. All different cultures, all living together. So I think it depends on the places. So like you get out and I don't want to discriminate by geography in Australia, but if you get into some perhaps more rural areas, perhaps up North Queensland and places like that, perhaps they're not so accepting. Possibly. That might be a generalization, and I'm sorry. I said, man, I'm in the USA. If the dollar falls, I thought it was always crazy I was born here. But if the dollar fails ever, it will be a much different country than it is now. Oh, absolutely. Twitter links aren't working. Tondi's in. What's going on, Tondi? By the way, Fish, I would crush you in a rap battle. Oh, I don't know about that. Well, it depends. If it was like if it was freestyle, probably. I'm not a freestyler. I write and then go, I'll record it. If the world accepted Bitcoin, everyone would have their money in the same bank. Ha ha ha. Not sure what that could mean. I'm not running the marathon, Tondi. Forget it. Tondi wants to fundraise. For me to run the marathon at the. I'll go down to the. I'm going down to the volleyball though. I might go and watch the women's volleyball and the women's beach volleyball, and I can maybe do a stream from down there if I'm allowed to. I think I'm allowed to. I don't think there's anything stopping that. I haven't watched it yet, yeah, but years ago, like a couple of years ago when I was getting into trading for the first time, the guy, my mentor, was saying, go and watch The Big Short. I haven't seen it yet, though. Jada said, I watched today the movie The Big Short. Interesting to understand the financial crisis in 2006 and 2007. Pablo loved it. Film it, man, said Floyd. Yeah, I'll do a live stream from down there like I did when... I should have done it from the Quickie Pro. We had the Quickie Pro here recently, but I just got back from Japan and my tech had failed over there when I tried to, like a stream from the snow. So I'd sort of given up on the live streaming. Leslie Treegarden, good to see ya. Been a long time. All right, let's get over and have a look at Polymath. Pablo wanted to have a look, and I've been hearing, it was Polymath, wasn't it? Yeah, Polymath. I'll do a screen share, and we'll pop over and have a look at that. I reckon that's a good idea. Not going to do an in-depth look, and as I always say when we're doing these quick peeks, guys, you want to really get in and study the coin a lot closer than what we're going to do right now. But this is going to give us some indication. So Polymath is trade symbol is Poly, P-O-L-Y, currently trading at 44 cents, just a tick over. 5,255 Satoshi and 85,085 for Telex. Total market cap of $106 million, and the volume's just under 1% at roughly $1 million. 239 million circulating with a total supply of 1 billion. So quite a large total supply and quite a lot of coins still to hit the circulation. Now, whether these have been wrapped up in some sort of masternode system, we'd have to go and have a look at it. I've really not looked at Polymath before. Wow, if you are looking to buy off lows, this looks to be reasonable. I mean, this looks to be our all-time low here. Let's call it 38 cents. And when we get to today, as we see, we're at 44. So, yeah, I mean, when it launched, the lowest it dipped for 55, and then it ran up big time. So if you look at all-time highs, it was a quick spike there. Let's say this, where there was a bit more action. If you look at this as a bit more trade volume through this point, and we call this our all-time highs at, say, $1.20, so sort of $1.15, $1.20 there. You're looking at 3x from where we are now. Just under. So, you know, in terms of charts, if you believe in the project, it's definitely not a bad time to buy, you know, compared to history. But, you know, beware of a strong downward trend, and the trend is your friend. Not if you're holding Polymath, but let's have a look. Could reverse at any time. Just want to have a quick look at the markets, where it's been traded. On KuCoin at the moment, against Ether and Bitcoin. On IDEX, the decentralized exchange, BitBNS, Fork Delta, and DDEX. Now, most of that volume is coming through KuCoin. And you can see there that, yeah, virtually the whole $1 million is coming through KuCoin. Not huge availability. So that can be something you get rewarded for chasing down early off some perhaps more obscure exchanges. KuCoin I actually have and use. Very, very user-friendly exchange, KuCoin, quite like it. And I like the Neo pairings over there. As you can see, Poly's not being traded to Neo, but they do have a selection of coins being traded to Neo. And that's been profitable for me as Neo fluctuates against the other altcoins as well. Now, let's pop over to the website and have a quick look and see what Polymath is about, because honestly, I haven't had a look at this one before. Not that I can remember anyway. Polymath is the securities token platform. Polymath enables trillions of dollars of securities to migrate to the blockchain. And you can join the Telegram group and go and speak to the team yourself, which is great. Hey, let's have a quick look at this video.
ICOs have raised more than $4 billion worth of early stage capital.
Oops, sorry.
Massively disrupting traditional finance.
I'll just leave that up there.
But while token fundraising is a booming trend, the global securities market has yet to participate. Stocks, bonds, venture capital, private equity, and virtually every category of traditional finance function better on the blockchain. Equity, LP shares, and share units will become programmable tokens that are more accessible, liquid, and secure than traditional forms of asset ownership. But no platform exists today that bridges the gap between financial securities and the blockchain. Today, businesses looking to join the crypto revolution by launching their own token have nowhere to go. Enter Polymath. Polymath envisions a future where token holders replace shareholders in the global economy, and every business in the world has immediate access to trillions of dollars worth of crypto capital. Powered by its native token, Poly, Polymath is ushering in a new era of security token offerings, or STOs. STOs will soon dominate ICOs as financial products of all sorts upgrade to tokens. To facilitate this mega trend, Polymath is building the world's first decentralized protocol that empowers corporations to launch their own security token by simplifying the technical and legal challenges of a compliant token launch. With KYC-aware token technology, Polymath ensures only authorized investors can participate in the network. By powering the next generation of regulatory-friendly tokens, Polymath aims to be the catalyst that launches the multi-trillion-dollar security token revolution. Let the stampede begin. Polymath.
Okay. All right. I mean, it looks interesting. Oh, you're just going to be a pain in my bum, aren't you? All right, I'm getting off there. I'm coming back to talk to you about... Oh, go away. Let's go back to the website. Polymath. Sorry, Polymath. I have no idea why this won't let me. Oh, there we go. Let me click at that time. This will be an interesting one for me, just obviously getting a grasp on it for the first time, but this will be an interesting one for me to see how it's...
I couldn't find anything cool getting a Grace Potter playing me.
What are you talking about, Siri? Sorry, guys, I stepped on my phone again. This will be an interesting one for me to see how the SEC actually respond to a chain like this that's actually going to enable ICOs, so tokens, sales, to be launched as securities. That's interesting. They're going to have to jump through a whole lot of hurdles to be able to do that. Just quickly gives you a breakdown of security tokens versus utility tokens. See there, quick difference. So it's really more for accredited investors, guys. It's interesting. Why tokenize security? Oh, I think we can all understand why you would tokenize securities. It makes them far more liquid to start with. If any of you have actually invested in stock markets and things like that before, clearing it can take a week. Security Tokens 2.0, Polymath empowers trillions of dollars of financial securities to effortlessly migrate to the blockchain. Cool. I'd love to know who's working on this project. Team, here we go. Cool. So they got a background from Trevor Kaverko. I'd have to go and look into each of these individuals, and I'd want them to have some sort of background in actual securities. And I'd want to understand how they're, furthermore, I'd want to understand how they're, you know, how they're going to be accepted by the SEC and what their legal strategy is, I guess, in terms of being accepted by governments. That would be important to me in a token like this. So I'd have to go and have a look at it. It looks really interesting. Don't get me wrong. It looks really, really interesting. The fact that they've said, oh, you know, it doesn't really matter if you classify us as a security because that's what we're going for. We're going to make it heavily regulated so that only accredited investors can get in. But don't forget that a lot of the protocols are actually doing this in, you know, separate of Polymath as well. So Icon themselves are actually, I believe, I mean, they went, if anyone who actually got into Icon at ICO will know the KYC process we had to go through. It was pretty stringent. And I believe that they are going to be able to offer securities on the Icon platform through similar KYC processes for investors. I'll have to look into that further, but I don't think Polymath are the only ones actually doing it, but it does look like an interesting project. Sorry about that. Phone's causing some troubles today. So yeah, just popping down. But yeah, it looks pretty cool, Pablo. I want to go have a bit more of a read, man. And if they like, depends on the legals for me. Maybe Tondi, you can have a look at that. How's the law degree going, dude? You must be nearly finished. Goodness gracious, he's actually a lawyer. God forbid. Look out, Gold Coast. If you've committed a crime on the Gold Coast, please go see Geordie. Hey, Tondi. Yeah, I'd have to have a look at the actual how they've navigated legally through the securities industry. Oh, I never miss Neo Hourglass. I got a bag holder Neo. I got a Neo that just sits there that I do not touch. Zhao, if you want to see a good one. Oh, it's not really about, what's it called? Ben Affleck was in it. Zhao's asked if anyone has any good movies about finance and investing. What was it called? There was one with Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck. Investor movie. What was it called? Oh, Boiler Room. Go and check out Boiler Room if you want to watch one that's fairly interesting. Yeah. Ronald Jane said, we missed you, Fish. Missed you guys. I'm back, though. I've said I'll probably only do 5 days a week from now. So if I have a day off here and there, I'm not going to call which days it is. I'm just going to have one here and there when I feel like the surf's good. But yeah, I mean, 5 days a week is just, it's too much. And unfortunately, what it was doing is it was stunting what I could do with other projects. As you guys will be aware, I've come up with some promotional ideas, especially for PIVX, and haven't been able to launch them because the house has been the main thing at the moment. But working 7 days a week, even though it's only for an hour, you do have to do some research and prep work for the stream. So it takes up a few hours of your day, and if you're doing that every day. Pablo said, nudie passport pics in KYC. Yes, I did do that. Although I didn't actually do it. I didn't send it to the Q-Link or the Icon team like that. That was just a bit of a joke for our Discord group. Did you see the photo? I don't know who did it. Someone photoshopped it into, because Susan and Vitalik were talking at one of the, Susan from Q-Link and Vitalik, obviously from Ethereum, were talking at one of the conferences recently, and someone photoshopped me nudie, naked, holding my passport. Oh, that's right. I was holding it over my junk. Holding my passport in with Susan and Vitalik. Oh, we've got to do a meme contest for that. Done your KYC? Fish has. Top 3 quickly, Fish have class. Oh, mate, Icon and PIVX for mine are very cheap at the moment. All very good value, long term. But I'd have to have a look what else I like. It shouldn't surprise you guys to know that they're my 2 biggest holds, PIVX and Icon. So, yeah, I think they've gotten too cheap. But I've been happy with the way I've been playing it. So I've been looking for like a top of 1.3 Icon to PIVX, and then it'll drop back down, like the actual ratio between Icon and PIVX. So I've been exchanging that a bit, which has been really, really good for me. So when Icon actually surpasses the PIVX price, I put it in PIVX, hold it in there, then I can move some back into Icon when it drops. Floyd said, did Siri say something about a gay bar just then? Possibly, man. It's just going off my, most searched preferences. Hourglass said, yeah, Fish is a lesbian, didn't you know? Lesbian trapped inside a man's body. Nudie passport pics in KYC. Oh, sorry, I already read that one. What do you do for work right now, Fish? Mate, I haven't worked for, like, in a traditional sense in 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. I'm a lazy bastard, aren't I? No, I'm a landlord, Hourglass. I mean, technically, I do have a 6-bedroom house here, and that's where the bulk of my income comes from when it's actually being rented out. But I always have other projects on the go as well. So I got 5 metric ton. So it's about 11,000 pounds. Yes, 11,000 pounds of collectible coins. So yeah, I've been slowly setting up the store and getting through them again. But yeah, I sell collectible coins. Do a few different things. My brother and I have been working on a project for ages. And that's the thing that, can I just go back to Bitcoin private for a minute? That's the thing that insults me a little bit. My brother and I have been working on a project for 5 years. Do you know how much we're asking for at pre-sale? 300, I think it was 300,000, might be 350. I have to check the figures, but it'll be $300,000 or $350,000 because that's how much we need to take the project to where we need it to be. And then literally what we're asking for at the ICO stage will be But it won't be $600 million, let's put it that way. And we've been working on this project for 5 years, and we've developed it. We've got an application. I don't know how, just because it's called Bitcoin, like what we should have done is, I can't give it away, but I could easily fork Bitcoin with this project and call it Bitcoin blah, blah. I won't tell you because that'll give away our project, and probably have a $100 million valuation on it as well. It's just, that's why I don't like it. Guys been like, oh, in December, fork coins are making more money than everyone thought. Did it once, I'll do it again. So, Hourglass, to answer your question in a roundabout sort of way, I've worked for myself for a long time, man. I don't live an expensive life. Like I just like surfing, and once you've got your board, it's free, and the beach is there. I can walk if I run out of petrol or don't have my electric skateboard. So yeah, I don't spend a whole lot of money. I don't buy shoes. I never wear shoes. Totally barefoot all the time. So I don't buy clothes. Like that's why I'm always wearing competition t-shirts, because I don't buy clothes. So I just get new clothes from the competitions I go in. I make bugger all money bodyboarding. Make nothing. I spend more on the comps than I do actually make in any prize money. We'll see how we go this year. If I do well at the D-Bar Pro, I'm going to make money because I don't have any expenses because it's right there. But if I travel to any of the other events in Australia, it can cost you quite a lot in accommodation and getting there. And then, you know, if you win, you might get a couple of $1,000s. And so it cost me $1,000 to do this, you know, and that's if you win. So it's, you know, most of us in the bodyboarding circuit don't make a whole lot of money. Do you mess the bed, Fisho? You are early. Notty, I'm not early, am I? Everyone's calling me early and late all the time. Guys, I come on at 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Look up Brisbane time if you're confused. What time is it in Brisbane? 11 a.m. Fish is going to be on here. And speaking of which, Fish is just about to check out. Harry Taylor, what's going on? Fish, I'm praying for 30,000. I bought in at the top last round and have been hodling overall, but it sucks. Yeah, man, that's it, Harry. When you hit those spikes, it does suck. And then you got to hold through the downtimes. I did it with District 0x before it got me back to even and actually into pretty good profit at one stage during the bull runs. But it was months. Hit that spike. You want to talk about one that me and Jow had just been sitting here going, Jow just said to me the other day, this is the message he sent me for one of our investments because we're running it. At this point, it's like a who cares complete experiment sort of thing. There's a low market cap coin called Chain Coin that I got involved in when I was first in the economy, didn't know any better, got suckered in. It pumped to the point where I'd made 14,000 as a newbie within 48 hours and I didn't ditch it. So I thought, you know what, I'll just keep running the masternodes and see what happens. And Jow said, oh, set up our shitty third masternode because we made enough residual that we'd set up the third one. And we're just going to keep compounding it until hopefully can break even on the original investment. I wouldn't advise anyone else go and buy Chaincoin, by the way. There are much better coins to invest your money in. Matthew T said CMPCO. Campus Coin is going to be the world's first coin for college. Major partnerships announced in less than 13 hours. Matthew T dropping the breaking news on us like that. Well done, man. Yeah, there's a couple of coins that do have affiliations with universities or colleges. Icon. Sounds like I'm a complete Icon shield, doesn't it? I don't care. Icon are actually set up with colleges in South Korea. So they're going to be in like vending machines and that. You'll actually be able to use Icon to pay for things out of vending machines within colleges within South Korea. It's pretty cool. I like it anyway. But no, that's cool. That's cool news about Campus Coin. 13 partnerships, sorry, major partnerships been announced in less than 13 hours. For those of you interested, Matthew T's just dropped some breaking news on us. Good on you, Matthew T. Hey, what else we got? Hourglass, yeah, I've wondered about ONT. Got airdrop some ONT, but I wonder if it really compete with Neo. I lost mostly the price, I guess, yeah. So the investment crew going to snap up all that, then I'm not sure what we're talking about. What's for lunch, Notio? Don't know. Salvo shop's always good for your clothes, brother. You know, actually, the funny thing is, you know what I did, Nodio? We went into a like an op shop, like a salvo shop in Japan. It was wicked. They had the best stuff in there. I was going to buy all these Japanese secondhand clothes, but considering like some of the clothes were pretty cheap in the shops, I thought, can you really be that stingy, fish? I could have been. I've been in the sauna for an hour. I guess need internet in there. I guess. Oh, you need internet in there. I guess. My girlfriend got a dope hourglass. Ha ha ha! Awesome. Actually, I just said, if you're interested in investing in Chaincoin, better just send me the BTC. Well, I don't even know why we're doing it, Xiao. You know what I mean? Dude, if it pumps, we're getting rid of it. You know that, right? We're just going to ditch it. Experiment's over. If it gets anywhere like 60, 80 cents, if it pumps to anywhere near that sort of price again, we are ditching everything. I'll give you 10% as commission and we're out. Oh dear. Naughty-o, bit degree. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna check out. It's been good catching up, guys. Like I said, 5 days a week from now on, and I might try and get a few more recorded videos out that are a little bit more palatable for the masses than my 1 hour blab session. Well, I know you guys get involved, but yeah, I might try and condense the videos down a bit, get you some good information. I'm trying to recalculate my taxes and looking at those trades. I'm cracking up. I could have had 1.7 BTC off of $300. Yeah, hourglass, you don't want to know what I could have had, man. Silliness. And that's I guess why I was able to take money into this like 20K run up, by the way, is because I got burnt so hard on Chaincoin, making that much money in that shorter amount of time and then just watching it fall down the toilet. Oh, Wilkie's calling. The big whale. Yeah, so I learned my lesson in that, and it hurts too much losing $14,000 that you've made in 48 hours. So that's why I say when you get those big runs and everything's giddy and you wished you'd put more in, take some out. It's the best. You know, you got something to stack back in if it does get low. Let's see. Wilkie, why aren't you watching my show? Oh, he's gone. Anyway, I better go call the big whale, see what he's up to, because he's coming over to give us a hand with that broken thing. What did Noddy say? I've got loads of clothes. Heaps don't fit me now. I rang the cops the other day. I was sure someone broke in and shrunk all my clothes. Man, I've put on that much weight in the last month. Anyway, Wilkie's calling. The whale is on the phone, probably with a hot tip. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream today. If you are new, feel free to subscribe. And I'll look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. If you are investing, please, or as always, only invest what you can afford to lose. Take it easy, guys. See you tomorrow.